Y'all remember 2-on-2 Open Ice Challenge, the NHL game from Midway that was basically NBA Jam on ice? I sure do. I spent a lot of time in arcades playing this, aside from NBA Jam, of course. I was a fan of hockey at the time and still am to this very day, so this game certainly ate up my quarters, and then, of course, when the PlayStation version of the game came out, I played this quite a bit. What I didn't expect is after the game had come out, there would be new games from Midway Sports when they were kind of reviving their arcade games, and we would get NHL Hits instead. I have had two of these games, NHL Hits 2002 and NHL Hits Pro. I've had these, I opened them up on the show, Hits back in 2018, 2002 in 2019, and I raved about these games. This, of course, being the first game of the trilogy, game that I played a ton on the PS2. You can check people through the glass. I mean, how cool is that? Hidden teams, hidden mascots, hidden codes, you name it, it was in the game. It was fast, it was furious, there was lots of scoring, it was fun. This game right here, NHL Hits Pro, is developed by a completely different team. This was Black Box Games. This was Next Level Games, which, by the way, is now a Nintendo-only company. Congratulations to Next Level Games on that. So I opened these two games for the show, and I was really happy about that. But there was something that was missing. There is a third game of the trilogy, obviously, but I only had these two, at least these two that were brand new. The copy of the next game I'm about to show you, I had wound up buying secondhand, and it certainly works fine, but I really wanted to get that new copy of the game to finish the trilogy this year, in what's likely going to be the last year of regular episodes of this particular show. Thanks to eBay, my prayers have been answered. This is NHL Hits 2003 for the PlayStation 2. Released, I believe, in 2002, yes. Again, from Black Box Games. This is the direct sequel to NHL Hits 2002, obviously. Developed by the same team. Obviously, there are some additional features here and there, but the games look strikingly similar and play very similarly, but there's a bit more to do, and this is a bit skewing a little bit more towards simulation than Hits 2002, which is unabashedly an arcade-only title with NHL players involved. So we'll take a closer look at NHL Hits 2003 as we get this guy open in this particular episode of Unsealed. As always, I'm glad you could join me for this episode. So what's hockey without hits? The package asks. NHL Hits 2003 is an ice-melting inferno of blistering hockey that will knock you through the glass and into the action. Featuring exclusive adrenaline-style 3-on-3 hockey action means big hits, rocket goals, and ferocious gameplay. New franchise mode with deepest hockey experience available. Well, we'll talk about that. New season mode, every team and every game. That was very important. Full in-depth stat tracking, a nice addition after Hits 2002 is a little bit loose on the stats. New international and all-star teams plus fantasy teams and stadiums. Again, you get your hidden stuff in the game, so it makes you want to play more to unlock everything. New hockey school and mini games, so now you have a tutorial that walks you through the process of how to play. New hit soundtrack featuring Rob Zombie, Power Man 5000, Incubus, and more. So no more Limp Bizkit in NHL Hits. We're now moving forward to 2003 and the new metal stuff that was popular at the time. So when we take a look at the screenshots, they do look kind of similar to Hits 2002, maybe a little bit cleaner in terms of the way that the models look. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to open this. We're going to take a look at what is inside of the case and talk more about the game. So let's go. Let us get this going. We're going to go ahead and take the seal off. Just like this. There we go. And the game, just to show you, it does have the ID seal right up there for you to take a look at. We're, of course, going to take it off before we talk about these games. It's a shame that Midway Sports and Midway in general is gone, because I could definitely see a resurgence of this working. I don't know whether, as a matter of fact, I strongly doubt that Warner Brothers Interactive would like to get into the sports gaming arena. But if they did, there would definitely be a market for this kind of game. The market for hockey video games has been very stale after 2K kind of jumped ship and left EA on their own. Not that EA has done a bad job with the NHL series over the last generation or so, But to have an arcade-only hockey game, I think would be a big boost for gamers everywhere. When we go ahead and we open the case, we're going to try and do that very carefully. Because, of course, this gets jostled around in shipping. We're going to take a look, make sure that the disc is in good shape here. I always get nervous with stuff that ships. I actually got a great deal on this. I only paid $30 for this brand new. Let's go ahead and take a look. Oh, yeah. That is crystal clean. You can see my computer screen right in the background. So when we take a look at what's on the inside, you got Chris Pronger's angry-looking mug right there. And you have the disc with his mug on there as well. So let's go ahead and take the manual out and see what we got. On the back of the manual, we do have an advertisement for NFL Blitz 2003, another game that we have covered on this show in the past. We've done over 170 episodes of this show now, so I'm sure at some point if you watch them to try and catch up, you're going to see the NFL Blitz games as well as the NHL Hits games. When we take a look at the manual, it is unfortunately in black and white. It's not in color, so we can't always get color manuals like we did with Downhill Domination in the last episode, but that's okay. So we do have a control map showing us the buttons on the controller. You really don't need to read that. It is very easy to pick up and play. That's how arcade-style hockey games or arcade-style sports games go. We have our main menu. We can pick from exhibition, from franchise, and there's a whole bunch of stuff with franchise here. You can create your own player. You can create your own team. There's around the world, where not only are you just playing within the United States, but now you're playing internationally. So that is a big plus with this particular game in franchise mode as well. Let's see what else we got here. You can win equipment, so it's almost like an RPG in that sense, where the more games you win, you get equipment that's like +3 or +2 to certain stats. So you have to figure out which player or players you want to assign this equipment to in order to make your overall team good. I can tell you that when I played the game and I used my own created character, I always upgraded myself first. I was so greedy. I wanted me to be kind of the star of the show. Very Sidney Crosby-esque, I guess. But it's better to power up everybody than just a player or two. You can also play a full NHL season, which is really neat. So if you want to play as the Bruins or the Penguins or the Kings or whoever it is you want to play as, you certainly can do that. There is stat tracking for everything from players to teams, which is a bonus as well. There are mini games here. If you just want to play quick games, you can play games like 3 in a row where you're shooting pucks at targets and basically playing tic-tac-toe. Own the Ice, where you grab the puck at center ice and try to skate over 5 areas before your opponent. King of the Rink, Keep Away, Shootout, Shooting Gallery, that stuff is here. You can create tournaments. There's Hockey School that's hosted by Scotty Bowman, who's now in the Hall of Fame. You can create your own player just like you did before. Trading players, free agency, you name it, it is here. Plenty of unlockable stuff with heads, jerseys, player models, stadiums, teams. There are advanced options here, so you can tune the game however you want. You can make goalies better or worse. You can make players shoot better or worse, or pass better or worse. So there's a lot of customization here, so you can tweak the game to be either more difficult or easier depending on your playing style and skill set. Full stat tracking as well. What else do we have here? It shows you kind of what the screens look like. And I think you get a better image of that just by looking at although these are more like still shots in the back of the game. So when you're looking at the screens, it is that 3/4 view, as you can see, but it works, and you can zoom the camera in or out as you wish. There's fighting too, which of course, I mean, it's a hockey game, you got to have that. There is, what else do we have here? You can be on fire. You have to hit your opponent really hard, and you have to score goals, and you continue to increase your fire meter. And when you get there, then your team can be on fire, and that is certainly nice. And at the end of each game, there is a trivia game that you can play to earn points as well. And we've seen that going all the way back to NBA Hang Time from Midway back in 1995-ish, I think, if I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. There's an ad here for the Zambonis where you can buy their CDs, MP3s, pics, videos, t-shirts, and more. You got that going on right there. Zambonis, of course, were also in NHL Rock the Rink, I think. And when we take a look at the soundtrack here, if they have the soundtrack listed, and usually they used to at this point. So you got Rob Zombie's Feel So Numb. I mean, that's just going to happen. At least it's not Dragula, right? Because we heard that all the bloody time back then. Power Man 5000's Bombshell, excellent. Moby's We Are All Made of Stars, I could do without Moby, but that's just me. Circles by Incubus, Pieces by Hoobastank, thumbs up, and Sinner by Drowning Pool. Plus, there are several tracks by the Zambonis here. There are ads also for MLB Slugfest 2003 and for Dr. Muto. So it is awesome that I finally have all 3 Hits games. This is super exciting. I can now say that I own the trilogy brand new, and if I'm being completely fair and honest, I haven't played any of these yet, any of these new copies yet, so I'm looking forward to hopefully breaking these in, maybe during February vacation, which is going to be coming up for me in like 3 weeks, so I will be looking forward to doing that. It's sad that I'm kind of at the end of the road with these games, having had them all, so obviously opening more new copies doesn't make a lot of sense, but it is very cool that I have these in my library. One of my game collecting friends, Sam, I've talked about him in the past, he's going to be getting my old copy of Hits 2003 that I've had that I know that works, so he'll be able to go ahead and have as much fun with the game as I have had playing it myself. And of course, it's been played by me, so it's got a lot of time in on it, and I'm sure that he'll enjoy that. So thanks for watching this episode of Unsealed. I really appreciate it. I have a ton more games to open. I have some interesting stuff. I have some funny stuff. As a matter of fact, I have a double feature of WCW games for the PlayStation that are kind of not well liked. So I'm looking forward to getting to those. I'm going to be talking more about the Madden games after the 2K versus Madden battle. And I have some snow-related games, which is going to be perfect for this coming week. We have a big snowstorm coming and a lot more. So I hope that you'll stay tuned in this final season, this final regular season of Unsealed. I really appreciate you guys watching. Until the next time, my friends, take care of yourselves and each other. See you later.